watching the main dish show. Oh, I was almost forget that part. It ain't just a show; it's a cooking slash talk show. It's your girl Charli V, the host with the most, and of course my main man, Chef Reek. Oh, I do things a little bit different, but this week, we already have Miss Beckycane on stage.
How y'all doing?
Her energy is so good, y'all. So yeah, she gonna bring the whole thing in with us. We just gonna jump in and have a casual conversation. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain. I'm glad you brought your family, and
That's right.
you know what? That's a smart thing. Keep the ones you love the most, and have your best interests at heart with you, especially do business with you. So
Always.
but it ain't all. You can't always do business with family though.
That's right.
Not all family. So we ain't gonna sit there and lie. I ain't about that line. But I'm glad that you had a supportive team with you. We got a little chatty catty in the audience. He is talking up a storm. You want to come up? He like no.
Come on, Will.
You want to come up? Want to come up?
Come on upstairs.
Come on, come up. Come on, say hi.
Come on the stage.
Ew, come on. Come on. He like,
Come on, man. I got some candy.
Look, we trying to bribe him. He like, I'm good. Look, okay, we gonna leave you be. Maybe he'll come up later on in the show. So what are we having, Chef? Oh, okay. Hold on. What we have? You look like you're already having it.
Whew.
Today we having blackened shrimp over yellow saffron rice, topped with charred pineapple salsa.
Hello.
Say hi, Miss Charli.
Hi.
Say hi.
How are you?
Say hi. Oh, you giving a mic a kiss?
You
I always say give me a kiss. You do that. Say hi.
See, we have a little visitor today. He over it. He like, all right, I'm out. Okay, so what was the inspiration behind this meal today, Chef? Because you was like, look, this is what we have. You was ready about. You was ready. You was feeling real confident about this meal today. So I was like, I ain't even had to ask you. You told me. So what was the inspiration behind this one?
The inspiration behind this was Chef Jared of Comfort Caterers. Yeah, cause this one of his go-to meals. Nice yellow saffron rice, some shrimp, nice little sauce. I just made it my way and put the sauce on top.
So he says Chef Jared. So Chef Jared. Will, you about to get fired.
Come on now. You got to do
You about to
your
get
job.
fired, okay? Come on. You gonna stay or you gonna go? I think you better let it go. Let it go. So Chef Jared, Chef Slice, and Chef Reek all have a catering company together called Comfort Caterers. You could go check out their food menu app in the App Store, in both Apple and Android. Download it; it's free. It's a free download. They offer catering services. So they can flat out do it. If they didn't, he would be on the show. So you know how that goes. So now, but for those who on Instagram may follow us, I know I put up the link to the website. The website's not new. I've had the website for 3 years now, but you can also keep in touch with us on our media website, The Streets is Talking. That's DA Streets Talking without the G.com. So, we didn't get to touch on this last week, Chef, but we wanted to talk about your team being ready to grow with you. Your team being ready to grow with you. So, what does that mean to me? me as a business owner, me having this show, you know, we've been hit with the opportunity already that our show is now going on and broadcasters in another network. So that opened up other doors. So I was like, Chef, you ready? You ready, Chef? I mean, for real, you ready? Because I'm not complacent. You got the you want what you want to do. So we had a discussion. I was like, look, they gave us an opportunity to do something else in addition to what we're doing. I need you with me. So he was game. So it there is I know I like to talk. I like to use myself as an example, and also as transparency. So I have another show, right? I have a radio show too, and I had that show for 3 years. So I was like, you know, we came out the door. When we came out the gate, we was broadcasting live before my show was even on air. That's how we came out the gate. We came out the gate strong. And so, you know, and you kind of find what works, what doesn't work. We made some changes. You made some switcheroos with the staff. And so I think after a while, I'm not a person who stresses people. I feel like we're grown. So, you know, I feel like, you know, we know what we have to do to survive and to make things work, right? So I don't need to call you and, hey, did you do this? If I give you a task, and that's your task. You do that task on a regular basis, right?
Right.
So, you know, I think after a certain amount of time, things started, people started to get complacent. But see, the wheel got to keep turning. So, I'm not one for complacency. So I was like, you know, I need to have people around me. Not saying that those people are not around me, but I just felt as though, you know what? Sometimes you need to do a rebranding. Even as an artist, every couple of years you need to rebrand yourself. Sometimes you got to do a logo rebranding. I mean, a business rebranding. It's just, you know, it's all about, you know, something is always new. You got to stay up the, what I want to say, up the speed with what's going on today. So I'm doing a rebranding of the Streets Talking. Is the point I'm getting to. So we ain't going nowhere. There is still the main dish, and there's still Streets Talking. I'm just doing a rebranding in January of 2018. We will be popping. Okay.
Woo.
But anyway, so it's almost that time. The wheel almost threw me off my game. he was in there. Did I hear him saying happy birthday?
I didn't.
I was like, was he singing happy birthday on the mic? I heard him talk. Like, wait a minute, is he singing?
Wrapping us up.
So let me ask you something. Do you come from a family of singers?
So I actually do not come from a family of singers.
Really?
I don't.
You're the only one?
I'm the only one.
For real?
Sadly.
That's rare. That's rare. Normally it seems like it's passed down. I've never met someone that they're the only one in their family that sings. That's interesting.
Yeah, I honestly believe that's sometimes it's destiny. It was God ordained.
Okay. I am. So, this is our special guest, Miss Beckycane. Can I get a round of applause, everyone? She deserves it.
Hey, y'all. Thank you so much.
Whew, child. Are you warm?
I'm toasty.
It's a little, yeah, and then he over here cooking. Whew,
That's
child.
right, and I'm just taking it all in, you know.
So let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little story. So it was last week sometime, and George was telling me how he had some trials for the Titan Awards. I was like, but damn, bro, why you didn't tell me? I would have came. You know, I love stuff like that. That's my thing. You know, I got an ear for that. I can spot the star. I'm like, that's it right there. That's it. So he was like, Charli, this. First of all, he messed up your name. He said, he was like, I'm not even gonna say the name. He was like, this young lady, I'm telling you, you want her on your show. She came in here and she shut it down. I was like, you know, you be y'all like Sykeston sometimes, George. But then, you know, some other people co-signed. Was like, okay. I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, well, reach out to her. And I don't know how soon you responded to him.
Same day. It was same day.
So it wasn't you that he only reached out to. You was okay. So I appreciate that. I appreciate when someone reaches out to them that you got back to them the same day. You felt it was important enough to do that. So I was like, yes. I was a little leery because I don't like to do things this late in the week. I want to be able to push and promote because I did look you up. Once I found out your real name, I was like, oh yeah, she sounds good. I like the I don't like to compare people to certain people. Who do you get compared to the most? I see you right your eyes.
So, it's honestly, I would say, it's like 60-40 or half and half. They say Erykah Badu and Amy Winehouse. But I think from our community, it's always Erykah Badu.
Right.
Always Erykah. And, crazy thing is actually, I didn't grow up listening to Erykah.
Really?
I didn't grow up listening to Erykah.
Who was you listening to?
I listen to so many different singers, like, Lauryn Hill, Jill Scott, Amy, gospel singers, CeCe Winans, the Clock Sisters, Yolanda, Mariah Carey, so many different artists, Etta James, Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, a lot of different singers, even males. And, Erykah, I listened, but that wasn't someone that I just went to listen to, or, I knew all her songs front to back, or her albums. It just wasn't like that. So now at this point, within a year, and so many people, all they say is, oh my God, she's a reincarnation of Erykah. She's a new wave. It's just like, wow, because most people, when that happens, they've usually been ingrained listening to that person. Right. So it was just really like, this is crazy. Is this destiny or, I don't know, but
I think it's I don't think it's so much that you sound like Erykah Badu. Me personally, I think it's that you have it's the neo soul era that started with that. So I don't think it's that you sound like her. I think that particular just how your riffs are and stuff like that. Neo soul has a different sound. It's not too much.
Yes.
It's not that real. That it's more of a jazzy kind of R&B type bluesy thing.
Yes.
And I think people confuse that with putting I don't want to say putting a stigma, like I don't want to say a stigma because it sounds so negative, but like comparing a comparison of like a Jill Scott, because it became because they took those genres of music and then it became neo soul.
Exactly.
So. And
they became like the face of it. So it's like whenever you're thinking of neo soul, you think Erykah, Jill, and Amy.
That's probably why I don't sing no more. Because I'm not a typical I don't do the whole riffs thing, and I love jazz. Like that's my thing, jazz, and that rawness of performance. So I don't know. But so you've been, I'm assuming that you've been singing since you was a little child.
Yes, I grew up in the church. That's the typical part. I grew up in the church. My godmother raised me.
Okay.
I'm not my biological family.
Okay.
And the amazing thing is, out in the audience, that's my family. They're blood to me, but they're not my biological family.
Oh, it don't matter.
And that's the amazing thing was their aunt is who raised me, and she brought us up in the church. And pretty much for me, growing up, I was in all the choirs, all the musical programs, but I never stood out vocally. Like everyone always said, you have this nasal sound. It's pretty much like annoying. But we know you can sing, but it's not something that people will want to hear on a consistent basis. It's not always inviting. And so I struggle with hearing that all the time. Like, well, you know what? This is a blow to my esteem, because I love singing. And I also, I grew up writing. I wrote my first song when I was about 11, 12. And I actually sung it at their father's funeral about 3 or 4 years ago. And just knowing that just a year ago, my voice literally changed drastically. I haven't had any training. This is straight natural vocal ability. And in a year, after going through so much, literally, I was losing my voice for about, I would lose it like every month for like 6 months at a time. And that was when I was going through this, I guess, this really rough time in my life. And which is actually the album that I wrote is based on, everything that has been happening. And to be able to come up with this crazy sound now, it's like this angelic sound, but then I have this gritty sound.
It's like
raw. Yeah, it's like, and so having that now has literally, it's changed my life. It's changed my life to now having so many people recognize me for my vocal ability, but to grow up never being seen in that light.
Do you know why you were losing your voice?
Honestly, I don't know. I've actually, I've grown up and I had like a raspy tone.
Are you singing from your throat or your diaphragm? Because that makes a difference.
So I do sing from my stomach, from the diaphragm, but sometimes it can get caught because of my asthma. I would get sick a lot.
Okay.
So my asthma would cut into my sound also. And so it would be very hard to, sing going through that.
I feel like we relating. I had the same issue.
That's right,
I had the same issue.
I mean, I go through this period now where, like, my brother, he's one of the managers on my team. And we were just having a conversation yesterday. My cousin was like, look, we're going to have to figure something out because every time you want to tell her what you don't like about what she's doing and you scream her out and you yell at her, she's going to defend herself and she's going to scream back. And guess what that means? The money. You're messing up the money. You're messing the money up because her voice is the money. And, because every time we argue, I lose my voice. And it's the worst thing for me because it'll take literally weeks for me to get back to 100%.
Okay, so you a little firecracker.
Yeah, I'm a firecracker. Okay, I'm definitely a firecracker. Okay, that red right there, that's me. Okay, I'm extremely passionate about everything.
Okay, so I probably can talk to you about this. I'm a firecracker too.
Granted, I saw that when I walked in. I just could feel that energy.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying, I took up boxing so I could let out my aggression. Just breathe, when I do like when I do that, that means, because I normally do like, that means I'm coming down. I gotta come down because you don't want to react, because when in this business, you don't want to I get it. When you got a team and you got to make sure things, you want things done a certain way. You don't want to talk to a certain way. I get it. But sometimes you just gotta, because you can't worry about everything.
Exactly.
You gotta sometimes what will be will be.
Exactly.
And now, girl, get you some chakra beads.
I can pull them, snatch it back, or rubber band.
They're energy beads. I don't have them on today because they're green and they don't show up in a green screen.
I need to look into that. So, are you paying attention, manager?
So I have get her some real crystal, a crystal pendant, so she can wear around her neck, and some energy beads. So and I sleep with mine on, just because life can be a little crazy.
That's right. The spirits will find you when you're sleeping.
Do a lot of breathing exercises. I get it, because I ain't trust me. I be getting tested a lot. So, and I can go from 0 to in jail real quick.
I like that. Forget 100.
I get it.
Okay.
And I'm a little too old to be in jail. So I get it. So just let your team do their job and do what they're supposed to do, and it's gonna work itself out.
I appreciate that.
It's gonna work itself out. Trust me. What will be will be. Because you getting upset and losing your voice, you ain't heard nothing but yourself. And the other thing is that you don't want to put that strain.
Exactly.
Because it's already hard to sing a certain amount of songs back to back because your voice gets raw.
Exactly.
Don't do lemon. Don't let nobody tell you that.
No lemon?
No. Don't do lemon. People have told you that?
I just learned something.
You don't no. And do temperature water, room temperature water.
I do that. I never like cold water anyway.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, it's lemon it's an acid, and when your voice and your vocal cords are strained, it acts like an acid.
Wow, I actually never have heard that.
Yeah, so be careful with doing that. It's best to do like a throat lozenge.
Now, I have been taking ginger. Like the ginger, is that not good either?
It's good, but be careful with that because it's an anti-inflammatory too. So you got to be careful with stuff like that.
I'm learning so much.
Acid in it. So you put out your album that was in reference to the hardship that you experienced.
That's right.
And you definitely been out there performing it because, like I said, I be stalking people when they be coming on my show.
We've been out here. We've been working hard.
That's good. Cause do you know you have another page?
So yes, I do.
Okay.
The business page, which is at Beckycane.ent.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
Now there is someone, my cousin over there. She's always stalking pages and trying to see who's doing anything that can come against our team. And she found when she looked on Instagram, somebody had a fake account under my name.
Okay,
she's
so
like, who is this?
because I followed like 3 or 4 of them. And I was like, wait a minute. When you told me it was something different, I was like, oh. Yeah. So okay.
Yeah, but the most important page is Beckycane Worldwide, and we try to embody that on the page. I feel like we are. We are worldwide with what we're doing, and just the message that we are giving to the world.
Right. So what do you when did your album drop? Did it drop it dropped last year or this year?
It dropped this year.
Early this year.
It actually dropped in June.
Okay.
June 25th when we had the album release, but it didn't drop on iTunes or all the other digital sites until October.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
So it's still a new album, to the world, but everyone within the city who's, vibe with me or they know of me, they've been listening. I mean, I would put out a song probably every week for the first 5 months. Every time I recorded a song for the album, I would put it out, promote it, and then once we got the full album, it was like, we're here, album release.
Right, and then when I seen that you had David Knox behind you.
That's right. Shout out to David Knox.
I know it's hot. I know it's hot.
And he's known me since I was young in the music. I mean, he actually he mixed my first hit song, what everybody in the city thought was a hit song, and I was actually rapping. So that's the other crazy part, is I sing and I rap, but I'm really trying to dial back and not rap now because I want to bring that out later in my career.
Okay.
I discovered I can do it because, I feel like if you can write, you can rap. That's how I feel like it doesn't really take much. And when I realized that I could rap, I started doing it, and I took more time doing that than I did with my singing. And so now I'm just getting back into the realm of appreciating the vocal ability that God, bestowed upon me.
Well, Jay-Z told Caesar, is her name? Caesar, S-Z-A, told her that she wasn't gonna never be nothing.
Really? So
be careful with letting people get to your spirit. See, they now's your time. You know what I'm saying? Back then, you had to either be in this box, and that's why I stopped singing, because everybody want to put you in a certain box, and I don't want to be put in a box.
Exactly.
I want to do things how I want to do it. I like the rawness of being able to go where I want to go with the song. Now, I understand structure.
Exactly.
The other side of that is don't be against vocal training. Don't be against some type of training. Nowadays, you don't even have to pay for it. You can go on YouTube and get
watch tutorials.
It is definitely helpful. So look into that, because I found so when you're in the studio, who's in the studio with you?
So my cousin and my brother, they're pretty much always in the studio with me whenever I go. My whole album was recorded by David Knox.
So who said when somebody say, "Girl, you doing that bad note"? Who tell you that part?
So my brother.
Okay.
And it's so funny because my brother's name is David also. So I always have to get their names together with David Knox, and then.
Now, how do David know you're doing a bad note if he don't sing?
So
or if he don't have no vocal background.
Even though he really doesn't sing, he's worked with a lot of vocalists, and I feel like he's picked up on that. And then I think he plays keys. So he's able to understand keys and where you should be.
Okay.
Even harmonies. Like, no. That boy is a beast. Like, he's a beast. Like, I truly appreciate the creativity that he brings out of me when it's time for me to record.
And he's not here today.
He's not here today.
Okay.
But we shouted him out. Shout out David Knox. He knows it's a real love thing between me and him. You know. Shout out my girl Cora also.
Yeah.
That's also my love.
That is my baby girl.
Shout her out. But definitely he's very influential in my music growth with this album and just where it was taken, because, you know, I have a vocal ability, but I feel like he was able to pull a certain vibe out of me that stretched me. Same with my brother. We call him Joe. What was his name? Joe Jackson. So we call him Joe Jackson because of the way that
I know who Joe Jackson is. So
he screams me out so much. He will tell me you sucked. Like, he does not have any cut cards. He's extremely direct. He doesn't think about my feelings. He's just about getting it done and doing it to the best of your ability despite anything. He's like, I won't allow you to give up.
Well, let me tell you, Joe Jackson, your brother, David.
He on a sick leave.
Sometimes, and I can speak from an artist standpoint and then from the other side, because I deal with a lot of artists and vocals and other stuff like that, vocal training. You don't want to kill somebody's spirit, so when you're doing a song and you come down and you stop that, you do that afterwards, because you can kill the vibe of where you was going to go with the song. So when you having spets like that, have those talks after. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to mess up, because you'll mess up a whole studio session with doing stuff like that.
Exactly. And you know, it's so funny because, like, we've been actually talking about, I think I mentioned it earlier, like, he's actually been learning how to dial back on his approach on me, because, you know, I'm sensitive. I'm real sensitive, okay? Like, I have a hard shell, but I have a soft inside. You know, and you know, I'm a Cancer. Mm-hmm. We about that crab life.
Y'all
we live
real
on Earth
sensitive.
and
Woo, Lord.
real sensitive, but it's all for good. And the crazy thing is, we're extremely passionate about the things that we want to do. We work so hard, and like, my brother understands that. Like, he, as much as he tells me, "Oh, you sucked during that performance, and you need to go harder, and you need to be practicing every day." Every time I've done something amazing, he's my biggest supporter. If you didn't see on my page, if you scroll down, there's a picture that is one of my favorite pictures. It's my first performance this year for my album. Mm-hmm. I was at an Beckycane show at Cafe Asia, and my brother was on stage with me. And they caught a shot of me hitting this power note. It seemed like I had so much pain in me when I was hitting the note. And my brother was right beside me hitting the same note with the exact same face. And it was just like, wow, he's literally like, he's my Irish twin. I mean, we've been together since birth. And, I mean, he's my best friend. Despite all the hardships that we've gone through, I know he's my biggest supporter. So I always have to put myself in a mindset of, he might have told me that, but I know where it's coming from. And we're not perfect. And he's growing at this. I mean, he's never been a manager before. But he stepped in when it said, I got to protect my sister from the vultures. He stepped in, as well as my cousin right here, who stepped in, Kathan.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that a little bit later, because after your performance, we're gonna go to commercials, and we'll be right back at you. Main dish, Beckycane, everybody.
I just wanna know if you feel me. I just wanna know if you're at hate. I just wanna know.
Work, 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 work. Diamonds all in my ring, player. Gold watches, gold chain, player. 100,000 champagne, player. Yeah, my money insane, player. Yeah, I'm making it rain, player. But I was just on a plane, player. Buying gear, flying here. It ain't what you heard, it's my time of year. If if I'm in the club, I get 100 stacks. I'm always rolling up, so I get love for that. I heard he stole my swag, but I don't want it back. I was on this, but now I'm on to that. You see it in my closet before it's on the rack. Was out there in Hawaii, now I'm going back. I got so much money, I should start a bank. So much paper right in front of me, it's hard to think. Buy so many bottles, it's gonna be hard to drink. But I'm still growing up, and my family here, and they rolling up. So the bigger the bill, the harder you ball. Well, I'm throwing mine, cause my money long. The quicker you're here, the faster you go. That's why where I come from, the only thing we know is the bigger the bill, the harder you ball. Well, I'm throwing mine, cause my money long. The quicker you're here, the faster you go. That's why where I come from, the only thing we know is
play hard, work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard, work.
work, 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 work.
Stanky think the riggedy raw, legend in the city. Y'all know what it is. Rockin' for my godson, never complaining, always campaigning. Everything a campaign. I might even have some champagne with my campaign. Stanky think the riggedy raw. You know what it is.
I would say that Yusha has the gift of drawing people to him. He does it when he performs on stage for a hip-hop concert. He does it with the Hope campaign, or speaking to the youth or even in adults. And then just in everyday conversation, people are drawn to him. They want to hear what he has to say. I've seen him in noisy rooms, and when he got up to speak, it was quiet because everyone was just focused on what he had to say. I can't describe, I can't explain it, but he has it, and it works every time.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, that was my fault. Who knew? You're now back watching the Main Dish Show. I'm here with Beckycane, special guest Beckycane, of course. My main man, Chef Reek, back here. He disappeared. You know, he does magic. It's like so let's talk about the songs that you're going to perform. You're going to do, is it with
You?
I thought so. With You.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about With You.
So With You, I actually wrote it on the heels of my cousin's relationship with my other cousin. They're married. They've been married for 7 years, and they've been together for 16 years. So they were a huge inspiration in that song. They were going through a lot, and I was there through it. And so it was a particular day I went downstairs, and he's always there with me during the writing of this album. His basement is like my sanctuary.
Okay.
And so we're writing the song, and I'm singing it, and I said, this one's for you. And when it came out, y'all will hear the actual storyline in the song to realize what it's actually saying. But partially my relationship also, my previous relationship, which is a big piece of the actual album, is also in it. So those are my two inspirations for that song. But it's a lovely song, just the vibe of it.
I've heard it, so I listened to the album first.
Yeah, I love it. The second song is Stories. It has actually taken me through my career. I've won so many competitions utilizing that song. And honestly, it's crazy because it's like I got a story to tell. And it talks about my previous relationship and the pain, the struggle, the trials that I went through. And it talks about how now, looking back at the relationship, realizing that now it was God's plan that we're not in the relationship, and I'm okay with that. And even though we're not in a relationship, I know that it's going to take time to heal, and I'm not on your time, I'm on my time. So focusing on that and remembering that even though I was with that person at that point in my life and I had stories to tell, now I have stories to tell without you.
Well, there's that. So I'm going to let this young lady do her thing. Beckycane, everybody.
Yeah, da, da, da. You don't know what it takes to be with you. No. Will it take to convince you? I'm not trying to fix you. I still wanna be with you. Oh, hey, what can I say? Guess it's just another day. He said, what time did you say? Shoot, I'm late. Guess I'll just be on my way. See, you don't live by organization. I seem to have lost my patience. Relationally with complacent. I don't believe that I pass my Jasons. Mama told me never say come, but still you don't know what it takes to be with you. No. Will it take to convince you? I'm not trying to fix you. I still wanna be with you. I'm a helpless romantic, somewhat of a savage, in need of a bandage. So I took you with all of your baggage, something I could salvage. But I keep giving you chances. See, you don't live by organization. I seem to have lost my patience. Relationally, we're complacent. I don't believe that I pass our Jasons. Mama told me never say come, but still, you don't know. You don't know what it takes to be with you. No. Will it take to convince you? I'm not trying to fix you. I still wanna be with you. You say you don't need me, but you do. You say you don't want me, but you're just a fool. I'm so tired of riding for you. But I took vows when I said I do. Da-da. Do. You don't know. You don't know what it takes to be with you. No. Will it take to convince you? I'm not trying to fix you. I still wanna be with you. Shibby do 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 do. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, should I still wanna be with you? So
I appreciate you still going with that technical difficulty. You really didn't need the music. You really can blow. So whoever said that you sound nasally or anything else, they could suck it. Cause yeah, I love.
Thank you.
I am critical when it comes to people singing live.
Thank you.
Girl, trust me, we gonna work out these technical difficulties right quick.
You know it's okay though. You know what? I've been actually learning.
Stuff happens.
Are we ready now?
Hold on.
Stay with me.
Pause it. Pause. We're gonna get into your second song. Okay, we ready, y'all?
You ready?
I'm glad I got an editor, cause he gonna edit all this.
Look though, we ain't bougie, okay? It's all right.
All right. Hold on. Slow down. We gonna let her get into her second song, and I'm gonna get off this stage. I had to make sure everything was right. And we gonna get all right now. Beckycane, everybody. Stories.
See why is your heart so cold? Isn't this getting real old? They say everybody got a soul, and so I've been told. Yes, nobody really knows. No, see, I love you more than you will ever know. Now every time I think about the good times and bad times, I remember why we never talked about. Ooh, yeah, see that I've got stories to tell about you now. Stories to tell without you. I never thought I could live without you, but now I'm sure I can live without you. And see, I ain't mad. This was God's plan, and I understand. Yeah, guess down the road I'll just kick the game. It felt so real. Maybe that's just how I feel. They say time's supposed to heal, but baby, I just learned how to deal. And it's only been about a year, and the lessons I've learned, promise I will never burn. See, and in turn, I pray you never make a U-turn, 'cause I no longer wanna be of concern to you. See, but I've got stories to tell about you now. Stories to tell without you. I never thought I could live without you, but now I'm sure I can live without you. And see, I ain't mad. This was God's plan, and I understand. Yeah, guess down the road I'll just kick the game. See, I played the fool, but I wasn't wrong for loving you. Yeah, now I choose to love me. That's just what I'ma do. That's just what I'ma do. Yeah. See, time without you hasn't been so cruel. 'Cause I take small steps as I move. Yes, I do. 'Cause I ain't got nothing to prove to you. Oh, see, but I've got stories to tell about you now. Stories to tell without you. I never thought I could live without you, but now I'm sure I can live without you. Hey, see, I ain't mad. This was God's plan, and I understand. Yeah, guess down the road I'll just kick the can. Ooh. Thank you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little sick, a little raspy, but.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. I love it.
You know, when I'm all standing up, I'm all feeling all energetic. You know, let me sit down. Let me sit my happy self down.
Even through all the technical difficulties, I can tell you that song comes from a place. And I can tell it comes from a place for y'all too. y'all was into it just as much as she was. Yeah, I get it. Oh goodness. Well, look, if you ain't doing nothing next week, come do a redo of that.
I'm gonna do a redo.
Cause we having a Thanksgiving thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I do a little interview with you again too? Now this time I'm gonna interview you.
Oh, wait a minute. We gonna switch the show around?
That's right.
Hey, we gonna do something different next week. Next week we gonna next week we doing things right, Jeffrey? Cause that's the week. We're doing a Thanksgiving thing. So it's food gonna be off the hook. I'm cooking
ready.
too. You know, I make some famous jerk grains.
Well, you know what? Okay.
And
I need that.
I make some good skillet cornbread it can't be touched.
Okay.
And he doing everything else. But it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be, there'll be a lot of people here, a lot of different artists. Come back and do that.
I'm down.
Yeah,
it's
that.
lit.
So let's talk about, first of all, thank you, Chef. Thank you.
Ooh, oh my goodness. I
appreciate you. Thank you, Chef. Thank you. It looks good. My stomach growling. I'm glad.
So I'm already laid back because I already know after I eat this, I'm gonna be laid back. All the way back. Okay. It's gonna get real. You want to bless the food? That's rest the food.
That's the food.
That's the food. Everybody bow your heads and close your eyes. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for everything that you are doing in us, everything that you have done, and everything that you will do in the future. We thank you for this time of fellowship, this time of positive vibes where we can come together, sisterhood and brotherhood and do positive things to change the world. Thank you for the opportunity to actually come on this show with Miss Charli. It is also another moment and stepping stone in my life. And just thank you for this chef who has made this bountiful meal that is going to put me on my knees in a few. But we just want to thank you for it. Let it bring nourishment to our bodies. Thank you, Miss Charli. Please bless her hands because we know that she put together that drink. And I had that mint lemonade, and it was amazing. So thank you, Lord, for that. And please send a message to her, late night, and let her know to make me a special package, for next week. But we're going to get out of this prayer. Lord, thank you that I'm able to free talk to you because we got that type of relationship. But it is in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I said amen.
Woo, Lord.
Amen. 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 All right, so taste it. Dive in.
All right, it's time to taste.
Look, when you do these business meetings, you got to be able to talk and eat.
This is a 5-star. You know what? I'm a little ghetto, you know.
Look, put your
Little
mic down.
ghetto.
Don't
So
test
I
put your
got-
mic down.
I got move the cane out the way. You know, we got a lot going on here. And I'm a picky eater, so I'm gonna tell you the truth, okay, Chef Reed? Cause see, it look good and it smell good. I'm hoping it's as good as it looks and smells. So let's get into it. Taste this rice first. Delicious. You know, this pineapple salsa, it's looking good. I'm gonna have to take a big bite of this.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Me chewing all on air and stuff, smacking. It's like nah. Y'all help yourself.
You know what?
Y'all gonna eat?
This is so bomb.
So y'all ate already? Did you?
So
Oh.
I just want to let you know, Chef Reed, you gonna have to come to my cousin restaurant and chef it up, okay? It's coming in 2018. They need you.
To
okay?
a place near you.
Seafood. It's a shock bar. Shock bar. Seafood house. Check it
Oh,
out.
slight plug.
Okay? That's right. Look, see, family, we take care of family. I'm promoting him. He promoting me. Thank you. Look, this is bomb. Okay, I'm very picky. And I've been trying to, like, literally get out of my picky ways and, like, eat different things. You know, because this got tomatoes in it, right? And it has onions, peppers. See, that's all stuff that I really don't eat.
Really?
So I'm really pulling myself out of myself to do this. I'm extremely picky. So, but this was bomb. And I feel like a grown up because I really just ate this. I really feel grown, y'all. I feel grown. But this is a 5-star. Even the presentation, 5-star. Like, clap it up for Chef Reed. Come on, clap it up for him.
Ooh, yeah,
For real.
Chef.
Take a bow. Chef Reed, you got to take a bow. There you go.
Don't be giving her the googly eyes.
I know.
I see you over there. Yeah, yo, got that look, you got that twinkle in your eye.
Oh, Lord. Then we already said I'm a firecracker.
Look,
away.
Look, you ain't ready for her. He too
Stay away.
Look, he wouldn't pay you no attention. He nonchalant. He real nonchalant. He just be like, whatever.
Oh, my goodness. Look, he just gave me a face like, yeah, okay.
He nonchalant.
What's
He ain't gonna pay you
What's
no
up?
mind.
If you keep cooking like this, it's a done deal. Okay? They say a lot of things the way to a man's heart, but to Beckycane's heart, it's that good food. It's that good food. You and me.
Oh my goodness. It's so easy to forget we on air. It's so easy.
Lord.
So let's briefly discuss the whole, because everybody wants to know about the cane. How did the cane come about?
It's a lot. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
I just was at home for a second. You know? Okay, let me get back in the character, you know. Okay. So this cane, you know, everyone asks me about it. It's ivory bone, elephant bone, and it has rhinestones in it. It's originally from the Ukraine. A famous carver, his name is Vladislav. He created it.
For
So
you?
I got it ordered. He not specially for me, but I ordered this particular cane to be created by him because he's literally the best carver in Ukraine. It took like 3 months for it to come. Supposed to take 2 weeks. It took 3 months. And literally, I thought for my first photo shoot, I was going to have to, we went to a costume store and had to get a staff. One of them plastic staffs, because this didn't come in the mail. And I was like, young, I'm about to look crazy with a spray painted staff branch. Like, what's up with that? And then it just came right. My cousin called and said, look, we got a box. Opened it up. It was a cane. Sent me the picture. And I was like, actually, if you turn the lights off, it actually glows in the dark.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's like a beautiful, like an aqua color. It's like a green blue.
Oh, wow.
It's beautiful. And, you know, when we get into the meaning of this cane, it's not a gimmick. Most people think that it's a gimmick. It's a pimp cane, but it's not. I was in a car accident 2 years ago, October 29th, and pretty much I was rear-ended. It was like the first bad torrential rainstorm of that year, 2015, and I was on Georgia and Spring Street at a red light coming from work. It was like 12 a.m., and this truck ran into the back of me. I guess he couldn't stop. He was going too fast, and it was, raining. And so he pushed me literally through an intersection. I didn't even know it was coming. And, at that moment, from that accident, I began to ambulate on a cane.
Oh, okay.
Physical therapy, I did it for about 7 months. But at the end of the day, then you're like, I got to go back to work. Like, I can't just stay home. Like, I need to get some money. Bills got to be paid, like, this is not fairy tale. This is not a video game. So for me, I had to go back to work. I couldn't continue to do physical therapy because it coincided with the hours for my job.
Right.
And I teach. So I stopped taking heavy medication because I work with children and I just didn't want it to be a liability. So the cane was literally, it became my medication, but it also became the evolution of me as an artist. Because if anybody knows, when I had this wrist broken, I was in a cast, and my first rap show, I wore a cast. And so I literally I was in a cast, and I told myself I took a year off of performing because I had the injury. And so, because I had a hip surgery with the injury, and to fix the wrist, they had to shave a bone in my hip to fix it. So walking was hard for me during that time. So I took time off of performing. But this time when this happened, I said, something about this. I was like, I can't let it stop me. I've got to use it as a strength. I got to use my adversity to propel me to my destiny.
Right.
And so the Risen Queen album literally is shaped from that accident. After that accident, I got into writing it. I got into it just changed me as a woman. I always look at it as I'm a fan of X-Men. Anybody a fan of X-Men?
I am.
Wolverine. That's right. That's my boo. When I think about Jean Grey, I always compare myself to her. If I had to say one of the X-Men characters, I mean, of course, Storm, but her story is my story, where she was created with so much power, but didn't understand it and didn't understand what it was. And it took people, it took different influences to help her to harness that power and to learn how to use it. And in the end, you see, she actually evolved into the Phoenix.
Right.
And so for me, that's my story. It's like I went through so much out of the 26 years of my life. If you knew the story, you would understand, wow, this is just crazy. But, after being prophesied over when I was a baby in a stroller, that my minister told my mother that I was going to be a psalmist. And then now we're 26 years later, and I have an album out, which is, if you know in the Bible, David wrote songs, and he wrote songs that tell the story of his good and a bad in his life. And so for me, that's exactly what I do. I tell stories in my songs of the good and the bad, and how through everything God was there. And so honestly, like I said, Jean Grey, that's like, I feel like I am the Phoenix in my era.
Well, there you have it. Beckycane, y'all. Make sure y'all follow her on all her social media. Go get her album.
And guess what? Coming soon, we're going to have a line of canes, too, because this is a wisdom
I
stick.
know that's right.
It's not a crutch, baby. Understand that from it was pain, but destiny prevailed. And so it's not a crutch. It's a strength. Ain't no pimp cane here, okay? It's a wisdom stick, okay, boo?
Beckycane Worldwide on Instagram. You'll find her. There's a link to your music, right?
There's a link, yes. So at Beckycane Worldwide, in my link, my bio, there's a link to my SoundCloud, which has the album, the whole album. But you can get me on iTunes, Beckycane, every 25 different digital music sites. Beckycane.
Oh, I know that's right.
Beckycane. I'm everywhere. We worldwide.
And guess what? You've been served. The Main Dish Show, everyone.
Thank you.